and thank you for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, my name's Keltie. I'm a lover of adventure, travel, fitness, dogs, French, stuff like that, and primarily athletic wear. I love Lululemon, Nike, Adidas, just clothes that makes you feel so good when you work out. And I'm trying something new. If you guys have been following me for a while, my channel's primarily been known for like more doing weightlifting, and I did sports growing up, but the last few months trying to just try every type of fitness. That's kind of what I want to do and just get more better at like body weight activities and stretching and flexibility. And of course I still work out and weight lift, a few times a week because but I want to just be more of like a well-rounded athlete and just be able to move my body in cool ways and do fun things. And so I actually got a yoga membership. Didn't see that coming. There's a lot of ways to improve flexibility. If you have chronic mobility issues, you should seek a professional and not just be like, oh, I'm gonna do yoga and suddenly I can touch my head to my toes. I just thought it'd be a cool way to kind of work on my flexibility in a community environment. My one girlfriend loves it, so I was like, hey, why not the heck? There's an introductory month. You can usually get a lot of yoga studios for super cheap. So we're actually gonna just do all the intro ones if I like it. So I'm not gonna stay at one. I'm just gonna like do the intro month from here, and do that one. And then one thing I thought would be really cool and a highly requested video is what to wear to said workouts. Example, yoga, cycling, weightlifting. So I'm gonna do that entire series for you guys, and I thought it very appropriate that I'm starting yoga that I talk about what you should wear to yoga. I researched. I've also been to yoga before. It's not like my first time ever being to yoga class. I've done it like on and off here, and they're like doing a few just drop-in sessions, but this drop some knowledge bombs. Yes, my research was on what to wear to yoga. What does my life become? Let's start with the proper shorts to wear and recommendations when you go to a yoga class. First, do not wear baggy shorts. Reason being, you're gonna be bending in all sorts of directions, and you go to touch your toes and you're wearing baggy shorts, I'll let your imagination wander. So if you're gonna wear shorts, I recommend starting with a bit longer of a spandex, like a 4 to 3 inch. Some people are comfortable with the 2 inch, but if you're gonna buy 2 inch spandex short or shorter, bend over in the change room and make sure you're not gonna give a free show to the people behind you. With shorts, I don't always recommend them. Now, if you're gonna do hot yoga, usually you're like, oh, I'm gonna be sweating, hot, I wanna wear shorts. I would actually recommend starting off with just wearing leggings. The reason being, there's a lot of poses in yoga that you use your arm and leg to balance. So you're actually gonna be having your arm against your leg and balancing. All fine until you're sweating like a banshee, and then suddenly your arm starts slipping. And I've learned that the hard way, and I was the idiot in the first class that like can't touch my toes and my flexibility is like this, and I'm wearing shorts and like. Try it with leggings. Get a thin material of leggings would probably be my recommendation. Not like see-through, you just want a sweat wicking, not thick material so you're not dying. Other recommendation for bottoms is high-waisted. Like I said before, you're probably gonna be doing a lot of bending over, odd positions you've never been in, touch your toes, bend it out, downward dog, all that kind of stuff. And the last thing you wanna do is bend over and your butt hang out. You just feel a bit more secure and bending all these other positions I find when you have with having the high-waisted. So I would recommend that just so you're nice and secure and nothing's popping out of place. For tops, I would not recommend a baggy top, and the reason being, you'll be doing a lot of positions where your head is below your body, you're bending over, downward dog, up, or you're moving all these directions. If you're a really baggy top, this is gonna happen. You're gonna bend over, it'll start falling. You're gonna have this hanging. I don't know, this is probably not an awkward, can you even see this? Bend over, and there's a good chance your top will literally just fall right off, or you're gonna be like, playing around with it. It's just gonna be annoying. So that's why I recommend a sports bra or a really tight tank top to start off with. If it's hot yoga, that's the nice thing about wearing a sports bra. If you're a little self-conscious, don't be. That's a great thing about fitness. We have a tendency to think everyone's gonna be judging us, but we're all there for the same reason. And if you go to a yoga studio where they make fun of you for wearing a sports bra and like judge you, get out, because that's just hell. That's not what yoga is about, and practices like that should be encouraging. And it's also a dark room, so no one's really paying attention to you. I definitely recommend a tighter top, and also do the bend over test with your top. You don't want anything that's a low cut. The reason being, like with the pants, you're bending over, you don't want anything popping up. So I would recommend a scoop that goes above, kind of right your collarbone. A good length would be like this, not like this. So nothing pops out. And you also just don't want to be self-conscious. The last thing you want to think about is bending over and you're like, everyone can see my boobs. Now more for material and color, I would recommend dark colors for their first few times. Reason being, you're probably going to sweat a lot and you don't know if some of your lighter materials are going to be see-through. For example, whites, sometimes when you sweat, you can see everything versus a black or a navy blue or really dark green, even like a deep red, purple, all those are less likely to see through versus like a really bright yellow or a pastel, and you will sweat a lot if you're doing hot yoga. So I definitely recommend going with a darker color to start off with, just so you feel a bit more comfortable. And then as for material, if you're doing a hot yoga, you really want it to be thin and sweat wicking. So what sweat wicking does is it absorbs the material, it spreads it out evenly, brings it to the surface so it evaporates a bit more, and so it's not just so clumpy in little spots. So I definitely recommend looking for materials that are sweat wicking. Nike has their dry fit, Lululemon is pretty much in all their materials, all their leggings. They will literally say sweat wicking, so Luxtreme, Luon, Nulux, all those will have that, so look for those items. And then just look, usually every single item will have a description and it will say if it's sweat wicking or not. You want to avoid cotton because that's definitely the opposite of sweat wicking and it's just going to sit there and be giant sweat stains and nobody wants that. If however you're going to a yoga that is not a hot yoga, which is rare, but some people definitely do that as well, I would recommend actually a thicker material. So example, a Luon material from Lululemon versus something that's a bit thinner like their Line Pant, which has Nulux in it. Reason being, it's just going to help warm you up at the initial without having to take off layers and wear a hoodie, especially when you're doing things that are so mobile and flexibility. You really want to make sure your muscles are warm so you're not pulling anything. If you have a bit thicker material, that's great. Versus hot yoga, the room is going to do that plenty for you, so you want thin. So my number one recommendation for material, yes, I'm going to recommend Lululemon because they have literally designed this material for it, is Nulux. If you didn't know, a Line Pant is designed, it's with that naked feel, it's very thin, you can move it in every single direction, it is so comfortable, and so they took the Nulu and now Nulux is their new claim to fame. They are actually bumping out Luxtreme and bringing in Nulux. It is sweat wicking, it is silky, it is just the most versatile material I've ever seen on the market. It is very like innovative in a lot of ways, so I definitely recommend that. If you don't want to go there, Luxtreme and Luon are also great as well. Under Armour has great sweat wicking, so does Nike. You just really want to make sure you look for two things. Is it sweat wicking and is it a four-way stretch? Because you're going to be moving in every single direction in yoga, so you don't want anything that's stiff. Definitely try those brands, they're going to do the best for you. And just start with a stable. Start with a high-waisted legging, and I'd recommend black or navy blue, and start with a black crop top, sports bra, or tank top that's tight fitting, and you are set. Now some other accessories I will also throw in as a bonus. One, bring your own mat or call ahead. You never know if the studio is going to provide them or not, and the last thing you want to be is the new person come in and like everyone has their mats and you're like, I don't have one. Usually they have their own, so you will be okay, but just call ahead just to make sure, or purchase your own if you know you're going to be doing it a lot, because I don't know if they're kind of gross, the thought of someone else's. Another hack, bring a towel. You can just get any regular towel and spread it over your mat. That's gonna just get a bit more grip because they can tend to get slippery. I actually bought this as an impulse buy the first time I ever tried yoga, because I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna be a yogi. It was like 6 years ago. Buy all the stuff, I went 3 times, and now I'm gonna do it. Holding myself accountable, recording this, I have to. It's just material, this is like super grippy, it's sweat wicking, and you're just gonna put it over top of your mat, and it's gonna just help you with not slipping as you get sweaty. Or you can just get a beach towel if you don't want to fork over the money like I did and waste your money, but I'm not, because I'm going to use it. Another, water bottle. Bring your water bottle. You are going to be probably dehydrated. You want something to sip on. A big key is like hydrate a lot earlier in the day. You don't want to like go an hour before and be like, oh, I need to hydrate. Because the last thing you want to do is have to pee so bad the entire class. Usually a lot of hot yoga places you can't leave in the middle of the practice because it's just like a shock to your body. You just don't want just a bad idea. So make sure you are hydrated earlier on in the day, so you don't have to worry about chugging water right before and having to pee a lot, and just casually sip during it. Some other props, you can also bring a towel to wipe your face, your body. If you are slipping, anything like that, bring a change of clothes for after, because there is no way you're gonna be wearing those clothes out. Well, you can, but it's just sticky and gross and don't want to deal with that. So definitely bring change clothes, water bottle, a mat if you have one, or ask if they have it, a towel. Those recommendations for dark color sweat wicking, high-waisted leggings with a sports bra, crop top, or tight tank top, and you will be set for your first yoga class. Oh, a tie hair headband option. You wear those things and you will be set to have a great yoga class. You will not be embarrassed, you should feel confident, you'll feel good, and you will have a great experience. Hopefully respectively. If any of you are yogis, comment down below any tips or tricks you have about what to wear to a yoga class. Let's help give some recommendations. If anyone's ever thought about trying yoga, let me know. I'd love to hear that. And if you've liked this video and want to hear more, I'm going to obviously be doing weightlifting. I'm going to be doing some cycling, I'm going to do some CrossFit, I'm going to be doing some outdoor running, I'm going to do all those, every activity. Let me know what activities you want to know what to properly wear for that class or activity, and I'd be happy to let you guys know. Thank you for tuning in. Like always, my fellow mermaids, I love you all so